Hi Capricorn, this is Heather, the medium on a mission, and I'm bringing you your 2020 forecast. And so for these readings, what I'll do is I'll just kind of tune into the energies that I'm giving, and I'll give those to you, and then I'll pull a card, one for each month. Now it may not resonate within that month. It's not spirit. Time is not linear from a spiritual perspective. So as the messages come forward, they're more about the energy flow of what's going to occur. And so I just want to make sure that that's clear. And so as I sort of tune into your energy, Capricorn, I feel like there's kind of the shifting of for you. There's a lot of spiritual shifts this year for you guys. I feel like this feeling of knowing one's belief system. I feel like this feeling of really kind of establishing your ways and looking at going deeper into a practice and taking things to another level in terms of your abilities, identifying who you are. I get the violet flame as well for you. I feel like there's some things around that as well, kind of cleansing of energies. But I feel like this feeling of there's something about alignment of tribe, and the tribe that's in service of you and for you and to you. And so, but it's also a connection with a bigger community there. And I'm hearing not just yet tidy, and that just came through loud and clear, and I don't know what that means. Tight. I don't know if somebody that would have been a joke. I don't know what that is, but I just heard that out loud and clear. And as I say that, I get a stronger female that's coming forward, and I feel like she would have had darker skin, and she's just this bigger energy, larger than life sort of energy, and she comes in to kind of set things straight. Like, I feel like she's just a stronger energy. And so there might be a female influence in your life that you've had in the past that would have been around you, that would have been surrounding there as well. And I just heard happy birthday, and I am aware that this is for the beginning, depending on when you're listening to this. So January, happy birthday to Capricorns, because I am aware that your birthday is coming up as well. So, and I just heard that from her. And so, and I also want to talk about, there's some things about the land that's around you. And so I feel like there would have been connection with getting out into nature. I feel like that's going to be really important for you as well this year. And it's connecting things on a deeper level is all I can say. I just feel like that's important for you. And I also get the connection with the month of March being significant, March, April, those being kind of really key moments this year where you connect to things on a deeper level. And I feel like this feeling, some of you might actually be developing in your mediumship or your psychic abilities, but I feel like some of you might be going deeper on that level. But it's really about defining your connection with spirit and about feeling how that's defined. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is it's not about connecting. It's not about labels. It's not about us having to say, well, I'm this religion, that religion, or I'm no religion. It's about what you believe in. And so what you believe in doesn't have to have a label. So I want to make sure it's clear for you, because I feel like it's really just sort of open and fluid. So that feels really strong for your energy. So and I'm just making sure to capture this here. I want to make sure that that's okay. And so I just feel like I'm also getting, there's a significance with the tiger. So I'm seeing a tiger, and so I'm not really well versed on my totem animals or anything, but I just saw like a tiger energy. And so I would look up the tiger and see what the connection there is, well, because it feels like there's something deeper for your message, but it's going to be different for each of you. But there's something regarding a tiger. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Capricorn from January to June? What messages, what energies do they need to know at this time? And I feel like some of you, there might be a deepening of the connection with a father figure in your life. It feels like that might be coming in as well. And all right, going here. Okay. Going to okay, that card has not come up in any of the readings, and I've done quite a few already, so I don't think it, no, I don't believe it has. Maybe it has, just not very often. I'll say it's all the emotions and being in that space there. So okay. so we've got, that's May, and now we're pulling June. Let's see what Spirit has to say for June. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I just did Sagittarius's reading, and that came through in this position. So it wasn't June, but it was July. And so some of you might have a connection with Sagittarius. Some of you might be a cusp. And so I would go check out that reading as well. One of the things I've mentioned in the past, and I've seen it, I can validate it, is that it's the flow of the energy. And because there's a lot of astrological influences associated each one of your sign. If you're a cusp sign and you're closest to Sagittarius, this might be your message. Your message might be in Sagittarius. So I would go check that one out as well, because some of you that might better apply for you. And so as I just sort of tune into the messages here, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. So we're starting off the energies with more of the material, being in the material space at this time. And this is basically your card, right? So you guys are the Pentacles energy. This is starting off with you. We've got, with the new moon coming into Capricorn and bringing in all this stuff. It's all about kind of those achievements, those things in life that, all of those type of things. And so this is your energy, right? You're coming in right off the bat, coming in strong with your energy. And it's this feeling of, at the beginning of the year, trying to find that balance. And again, that goes back to what I was feeling with regarding finding a new space, new beliefs, new ideals. I feel like you kick off the year trying to find a better balance to things in your life. And let me make sure that you guys can see that okay here. Perfect. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing that I get right there. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. So this could be a water sign that's also influencing of you. But I also feel like this is all about kind of the emotional space of some of the things that you're going through at this time. I feel like a lot of you, this goes back to what I mentioned. I believe I mentioned at the beginning. Sometimes when I channel, I forget a little bit of what was said. But there's something like psychic with your energy. This is all about that psychic energy coming in. There's some of you are natural channelers, and you have that ability in which to do that. And I feel like this year is really you sort of deepening of that energy and really sort of going in that direction. And this is really just, and then March here, we've got you stepping into, this is interesting because I believe I was saying March and April is where I feel like there's a lot of this sort of empowerment energy coming in for you. And look at, you've got the Empress and the Justice. And when I look at the two, they're essentially the same thing. You've got double justice, double power, double energy. There's something about March and April timeframe that you're like stepping into this power and this amazing level that it's like, it's just insane. So to me, that's kind of really where things kick off for you in this year. And it's kind of like, it just takes things to another level for you guys. And then we move over to May, where we've got the Page of Pentacles here. And this is all about, Page of Pentacles is all about manifestation and creating something new and moving towards something new. And this is where I see you doing that. That's where you're going towards, whatever this is. You're going towards this kind of next layer, this next energy. You're moving towards this, this is you're kind of, that's what it is, right? You've manifested here, but now you're putting it into action. And so a lot of times when we start to think about, what do I want to do? What are these things? That's where I see that this is. You're bringing that into physical form, and here you're moving in that direction. So that's the travel card. So quite beautiful, and it's being crowned by these cards right here. This is basically the foundation for these things. So that's quite beautiful, Capricorn. Quite amazing energies there that's coming in for you. So let's see what August through December. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Capricorn from August to December? Okay, yeah, there we go. It's working hard towards this, bringing this into form here. And you're not even, it's like once it's brought into form, it's kind of like gangbusters. You can't stop it from coming. That's August. And the World card, yep. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. September. Okay, you guys might like have the best reading of all so far is what I'm feeling. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So we've got July, August, September, October, November, and December. All right, perfect. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's just jump in here. So we've got, so for July, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. And, you know, you go from here 6 and then you jump over to 8 because you've this feeling of kind of really manifesting, but you've brought it into physical form at this time. And so this is really about, you know, whatever this is, you're creating something new, you're moving in this direction. And then you've got the World card. I mean, I kind of feel like that is just the best it can get, right? Like you're owning all of these things. You're everything. You're kind of the master. I feel like you're the master of whatever the space is that you're trying to conquer and get into. I feel like you've sort of achieved that through the World card. It's the completion card, right? And then we move over here and it's interesting. So you've got the 6 card here for Swords. So that's kind of the thoughts, the feelings, the movement, moving forward. And then here you've got the Wands. So this is, you've got both action and ideas that are occurring here. You've got that sort of combined energy and the strength of that. And this, oh wow, this is a beautiful reading here. Oh my gosh. So with the Wands energy, this is really about, you stepped into this space of confidence. You can see he's holding the laurel on one of his wands, as to acknowledge that, he's sort of holding the world in his hands. I'm being drawn back to this, and it's like, look at oh my gosh, look at this. You've got this world being a laurel, and then you've got it right here. He's holding that, and basically you couldn't have put 2 better cards together here for the energies of what we got here. It's so amazing. And he's just holding this, and he's writing in, and he's saying, I've got this newfound energy. It's the feeling of success that's coming to you. It feels like you set it off here. You're like, that's it. I'm moving forward. I'm decisive. I've made the decision. You've put the energy, you've called out to the universe and said, I'm ready, I'm moving forward. And there you go. You've got the flow of all of this energy that's coming forward. And now when we go in here, so we've got the 5 of Pentacles. And so with this, I just feel like this is this feeling of, a lot of times when we achieve certain things in life and we get to a space and time, it can create a situation where it pushes other people, circumstances, things out of our lives. And I feel like that's what this is. If you look, I'm really being drawn to this female that's sort of helping this man that might not be doing as well as she is. And she's there to offer support. But the only thing I would encourage you to do is, it's one thing. This is about setting boundaries. And the way that I'm looking at this card, it's really about setting boundaries. You've achieved such success. You're holding your laurels. And now it's almost like you're the lottery winner and everyone wants a handout. And not saying that it's not okay to help people. But to me, this is more of a cautionary energy to you, to just be weary of where you put your energy and your space. And you can give, but don't let it become a part of you. Don't lose yourself in that, to where you forget to see the gains that you have in front of you. And so I really want to emphasize that. Someone might actually come and ask you for a handout, and that's okay. It's always good. But the other thing I want to caution you is that no matter what you do, if you give your money to anyone, if you tithe, if you do anything, it's important that you do it, and you do it in a space of purpose, right? You're very clear on what your mission, what your goal is, and you do it out of goodwill and good cheer. But if you do it out of like obligation, that's the wrong reason to do it. So I just want to emphasize that for you within this month. And so, so we've got July, August, September, October, and then we come into November. And so November, this is all about this sort of celebration. It's this goes back to what I was feeling in terms of connecting. It feels like you found these people to connect with. You found this tribe. You found this integration of people. This is, you've kind of got the Trinity with 3, right? That's really what I'm being drawn to. and it's that connection of your community. And so, you know, at the beginning I was mentioning that this feeling of connecting with your tribe, finding your space, finding your, you know, space in this life. And I feel like this is where it all sort of comes to fruition, and you've done that because you finally aligned. It feels like you're aligning to a greater sense of purpose within yourself that brings this energy about. And then we come to the 7. So look at, you've got the 6s here. You've got a lot of the 6 energies that's popping up here. And then here you've got the 7 card. And so it's kind of that progression of oneself. And this is all about, you know, he's planted his crops. He's planted everything. And he's just sort of waiting for the abundance that comes from those crops. And this is really, to me, what this is about. It's you've got this sort of sitting, the investment of what you've put into the year. I mean, look at this. He's here pounding at this. He's trying to, you know, bring forth this investment. Here's the idea that gets sparked here in May. And then he's doing it. And now he's like, yep, now it's mine. Now it's all mine. And so I just feel like it's going to be an amazing year for you, Capricorn. I feel like there's a lot of shifts going on, but it's elevating you to new levels. I feel like you're going to be deepening or reestablishing a belief system. And it's going to be a much more, it's going to serve you in a way that you're taking your life's experiences thus far and moving it in a direction that's serving of you. And I have to tell you, there's going to be some things where I feel like, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but it's coming back up again, so I want to honor that. There's something to do with the male energy, with connection. And I feel, and as I'm saying that, I'm being drawn to these male energies that are coming forward. You might have, there's a lot here. So you might have a father figure that has been influential in your life, and this feeling of like him guiding you in many ways. And it's like, if you can take that energy, and sometimes I feel like sometimes it felt like it was misguided, like it was being too critical of you. But if you can take that energy and use it for a positive, and use it in a way that you take the good parts of the person and what you learned from them, and you spin it into, you know, empowering of oneself. This is quite fascinating here, because it's almost like that you've got the male energy in your life that was really strong for you, but you're taking it and you're transforming it in a way that works for you. If you look here, this is the power that's coming in this space. And so this is quite an amazing reading, Capricorn. And I'm just going to pull a final energy card for you guys for the year and see what Spirit has to say in terms of your energy. So Spirit, what general energies, messages do you have for Capricorn for 2020? What are the themes for the year that they need to be aware of, the general theme? Okay. Purification. All right. Oh, wow. Ah, that's beautiful. The sunflower. So for me, what I get around this card big time, it's with the sunflowers, they turn their head to a certain growing. It's like, this is the feeling of like when they're baby sunflowers and they're growing up, they always turn their head to the sun. So like no matter where it is, they always turn it to the sun. And so they'll rotate, but as they get mature, they stop doing that. And it's this feeling of like, look at this. Oh my gosh. This is it. Ah, I love it. It's this feeling of like you're in this space where you're in your power now, and you don't need to turn your sun. You don't need to turn to anyone else anymore. You have the power all along, and it's crazy. It's so crazy because before you're reading, and I have it right here, I was so drawn to this card here. And I kept looking at it and I was like, what does this mean? And now how it's coming full circle for me, it's just quite amazing. It's basically that, we did a retreat at the beginning of March, and this is the energy is really coming in right now with this. And it's basically says you've had the power. You've had the power, my dear. You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to realize it for yourself. So this, to me, is really what this is about for you guys. You've always had the power. And this is really just sort of putting it into form and realizing that. But I am going to read the card, the definition for the card, because I don't want to be remiss and miss something else that Spirit might be trying to communicate for you. But that's the biggest thing that I see coming forward. And so what we've got here is summer rain. Traditionally, rain symbolizes rebirth and washing one's sins away. Water is also associated with emotions, and the summer rain can represent the release of long-held emotions that allows for purification and inner healing. There's also a renewal aspect of rain. And the old saying, April showers brings May flowers. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it because this is where I feel like all of this, look at this, April, May, and this feeling of, wow, this is quite beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love when spirit comes in like this and they're just so strong and clear. Sorry, so April shower brings May flowers means what flowers, what follows the rain is a time of renewal and blossoming. And so to me, this is really what, you know, it's coming in here. You've got the World card. To me, I feel like the World card, I mean, next to the Magician, you can't get any better than that. And I just keep, like, this is kind of, this is amazing. This is your year, Capricorn. Like, I just feel like it's an amazing year for you. I'm so excited. You'll have to let me know as the year progresses what energies. And some of you might already be experiencing some of this right now. But I'm so excited to see what comes for you guys. So Capricorn, I wish you an amazing 2020. It's going to be an amazing year for you guys. I cannot wait. And happy birthday again if you're just now watching this in December, January. And namaste.